If you still think Rachel McAdams is that girl from The Hot Chick, you need to watch this video.
You know, you're a terrible person.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Rachel McAdams performances. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be taking a look at the best film and TV performances to date in Rachel McAdams' career.
Can't do it freehand.
I can and I will.
Number 10, Becky Fuller, Morning Glory.
That was better than a great story. That was great television. I mean, that was Bran with a donut.
After being hired to produce a struggling morning news program, workaholic Becky Fuller has to deal with disgruntled employees, a pessimistic boss, and her own shortcomings in order to save the show. Starring Hollywood heavyweights Harrison Ford, Diane Keaton, and Jeff Goldblum, the film may have proved too much for a lesser actor to handle, but not McAdams. She never seems out of place, holding her own against her celebrated co-stars at every turn.
Eric, that's kind of fake news.
While the film received mixed reviews, McAdams' performance was well received by critics, with one New York Times writer dubbing her a young actress on the verge of the big time.
Did you just say something nice to me?
Number 9, Della Frye, State of Play.
I'm not giving up the story!
Adapted from a British miniseries of the same name, State of Play changes its location to Washington, D.C., and focuses on the mysterious death of a congressman's mistress. Rachel McAdams plays Della Frye, a young reporter caught up in the aforementioned murder investigation. The role allowed for McAdams to flex her dramatic chops for one of the first times in her career, and she doesn't disappoint.
I promise you I'm not gonna let you down.
State of Play is a political thriller that is guaranteed to keep you on the edge of your seat from start to finish, and is made even better by a stellar performance from McAdams.
We can't just let people get hurt like that. We can't.
Number 8, Claire Cleary, Wedding Crashers.
Claire Cleary.
One of the most successful comedies of the 2000s, Wedding Crashers is the story of divorce mediators John and Jeremy, two men who regularly crash weddings in order to sleep with women. However, when one of them falls for the girl at the biggest wedding of the year, their charade begins to unravel.
And I don't mean to pry.
Yes, you did.
McAdams plays Claire Cleary, the daughter of a wealthy politician and the woman who wins the affections of Owen Wilson's John. McAdams is fine form throughout the film, trading jabs with a slew of comedic veterans and coming out on the other side relatively unscathed.
Are you kidding? That was so funny.
No, really?
Yeah, you're like that crazy guest who thinks he's part of the family already.
Number 7, Lisa Reisert, Red Eye.
Have you done something to my father?
No.
Trapped on board a red-eye flight with a stranger who threatens to kill her father if she doesn't help him assassinate a government official, hotel manager Lisa Reisert must think quickly in order to save both men's lives. A critical and commercial success, Red Eye pitted McAdams against Cillian Murphy in a unique chamber play that saw both of them at the top of their respective games.
There is a man in my house who's trying to kill me.
McAdams delivers a strong performance, matching her equally impressive co-star's wits at every turn. While the film wasn't exactly Oscar material, it gave McAdams a chance to prove that dramatic thrillers were well within her wheelhouse. Number 6, Mary, About Time.
I love Kate Moss.
As far as charming romantic dramedies are concerned, you'd be hard-pressed to find a more delightful film than this one.
That's sexy.
Is it?
I mean, I think so.
About Time is the story of Tim Lake, a man who at the age of 21 discovers that he can travel through time. So what incredible feats does he wish to accomplish? How about finding a girlfriend for starters? Enter Rachel McAdams' Mary, an American expat living in London with a Kate Moss obsession. The Canadian actress is fine form in this film, playing the role of quirky love interest to perfection. We can totally understand why Tim fell head over heels for McAdams' character. We know we would.
You know, like prostitutes, I always worry that when they stop being prostitutes that they can't enjoy sex anymore.
You always worry about
No, I
that?
know.
Number 5, Detective Sergeant Antigone Bezzerides, True Detective.
Got IDs for these girls? Visas?
Say American, know what you mean?
Who here is an American?
Season 2 of True Detective saw a new set of characters tasked with solving a mysterious crime involving a dead city manager and his corrupt business partner. McAdams plays Detective Bezzerides, a tough-as-nails cop with a penchant for drinking and gambling. One of the darkest roles of her career, This character is a deeply flawed individual dealing with a host of personal issues. However, McAdams proves more than capable of taking on the dramatic role, holding her own against Colin Farrell and Vince Vaughn. While many claim that Season 2 lacked the same conviction as its predecessor, McAdams' performance is certainly a bright spot.
Just be a little mature about it. Have some dignity.
Dignity.
Number 4, Inez, Midnight in Paris.
Gil, why are you so dressed up?
While on vacation in Paris, floundering writer Gil Pender finds himself traveling back in time each night to the 1920s, where he interacts with some of the era's most iconic literary and artistic figures. McAdams plays Pender's fiancée, Inez, a materialistic Californian who cares more about what others think than her partner's happiness. While you may find yourself hating McAdams while watching the film, it simply means she's doing her job as an actress. Because Inez is a deeply unsympathetic character.
You always take the side of the help, as usual. That's why Daddy says you're a communist.
She's petty, unfaithful, and a far cry from the sweet and innocent characters McAdams usually plays. That being said, she's a necessary part of the story and wholly entertaining throughout.
You're in love with a fantasy.
I'm in love with you.
Number 3, Allison Allie Hamilton, The Notebook.
You don't look at Daddy the way I look at Noah. You don't touch or laugh. You don't play.
Set in South Carolina during the 1940s, working class Noah falls hard for Allie, a wealthy young woman from a family of means. While the powers that be attempt to keep them apart, their love slowly blossoms from teenage lust to a passionate romance. McAdams shines as Allie, the wealthy teen who steals Noah's heart. The chemistry between McAdams and co-star Ryan Gosling is palpable, with both actors committing themselves wholeheartedly to their roles.
Say I'm a bird.
No. Don't do it.
Say I'm a bird.
Considered one of the decade's greatest romantic films, McAdams will forever be linked to her role in The Notebook.
I waited for you for 7 years. Now it's too late.
Number 2, Sacha Pfeiffer, Spotlight.
I'm Sacha Pfeiffer from the Boston Globe.
Okay.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Based on the harrowing true story of the widespread child sex abuse that was carried out for years by members of the Catholic Church in Boston and the investigative reporters who broke the story, Spotlight is not for the faint of heart. The film earned Rachel McAdams an Academy Award nomination for her portrayal of Sacha Pfeiffer, a reporter for the Boston Globe who helped uncover the church's heinous crimes.
I'd be sitting there and I would start thinking about Joe Crowley or someone else, and I just got so angry.
McAdams' performance is easily one of her best, combining all of the skills she had accrued from more than a decade in the business. Taking home the award for Best Picture, Spotlight is a must-watch for any McAdams fan.
Would you mind if I took some notes? Would that be all right?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Why are you always so suspicious?
Shall I answer chronologically or alphabetically?
Careful not to cut yourself on this lethal envelope.
I've never seen you older than 40-something. Never. Maybe you stop. Maybe you stop traveling.
Melek? Did we have an appointment?
Number 1, Regina George, Mean Girls.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
Despite all of her more serious portrayals, this is the role audiences inevitably think of when they hear the name Rachel McAdams. Mean Girls is the story of Katie Heron, a previously homeschooled teenager who must learn to navigate the cutthroat world of high school politics. She quickly befriends the duplicitous Regina George, a wealthy teen socialite who'll do anything to keep herself on the top of the popularity food chain.
You're like really pretty.
Thank you.
So you agree?
What?
You think you're really pretty?
While she may have been in her mid-20s at the time of filming, McAdams convincingly pulls off the role of a high schooler with frightening accuracy. Her take on the spiteful George is pure cinematic perfection, eliciting just the right amount of hate from the viewer.
Regina, stop! Do you know what everyone says about you? They say that you're a homeschooled jungle freak who's a less hot version of me.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.